Right now, my first interview of 2026 is ready to introduce my next special guests on my show. It's great to virtually meet and greet Izzy and Matt from indie pop duo The Molotovs on my program here in the UK to chat about their latest single and UK tour as well. Firstly, how are you today? And where are you situated right now?
Well, we are good. I mean, I can only speak on behalf of me, but are you
I
good?
am good.
You all right? Yeah. We are situated in a hotel room in Exeter.
That's good. And my first question to both of you, or either one of you, was being in show business something you always wanted to pursue? You know, growing up, you had your musical idols, heroes that you looked up to.
No, not when I was really young. I mean, obviously, you want to be a fireman or an astronaut, and when I got older, I wanted to be a professional skateboarder. But then I got into guitar, and it completely changed. And I ditched the skateboarding, and I didn't know what I was going to do. To be honest with you, before guitar.
That's fine. And Izzy, how about you?
It's a similar thing, you didn't really have a purpose until we found
A
music.
princess,
Yeah,
which she is.
he's really nice on here.
And the Molotovs as well. That's an interesting name. How did you
Oh,
come up with that name, the Molotovs?
Well, we just thought it suited us, it suited our music. And sorry, do you want to say something about it? It's
it's
like
got
a
this kind of incendiary
connotation.
connotations, and which resembles our kind of live performance. I think when people see us live, they comment often on our energy and ferocity in how we play.
Because when I think of Molotovs, it sounds like a cocktail in a good way.
Yeah,
Well,
totally.
yeah, and that's that. I guess that represents our variety of influences.
And one of the reasons I invited you on is to chat about your brand new single called Get a Life. Clocks
Yeah,
under 2 minutes, which is like how the old pop songs used to last. Did you feel like this exciting new release is being well received at the moment?
yeah, I think it's been really well received. I mean, loads of people have been saying it's our best single yet, which is always obviously a great thing to hear. Um, it's one that always goes down well live. We either start with it or finish with it. We don't really play it midway through the set or anything like that because it's so like
We'd be
I guess upbeat.
absolutely knackered if we did.
It's very up tempo, punchy, like an indie floor filler. Reminds me of like the Arctic Monkeys, Libertines. Was that the vibe you wanted to resonate with your
Yeah, it was
audience?
heavily inspired by the Libertines song Horror Show, which you might be able
That
to hear.
That's cool. And Get a Life follows on from previous singles, More, 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 and today is going to be our day. This new single, how does it kind of differ from like your previous musical catalogue?
It's shorter, but I guess that it's less of a um personal thing and more of a public statement. I guess it's more similar to today's going to be our day in that way. It's more of a public statement. It's sort of a rise up against hate. I think we live in a
Mm.
world where there's so much negativity, um, and loads of people who seem to criticize negativity. A lot of the times, the ones dishing it out as well. Um, so I guess it's a sort of slap back against that hypocrisy when it comes to the lyrics.
And have you managed to release a music video for Get a Life?
No, we didn't do it on actual physical record either. It was more of a sort of spontaneous release in that sense,
Mm,
actually. But it's been really well received and people absolutely love it.
that's good.
But there hasn't been the build up or the pressure of any of the other singles. We just wanted to get something out that we thought was really good in the lead up to the album and, build some hype for when Wasted on Youth comes out.
Because like video production and promos making them now is very costly for, artists.
Well, for the label, yeah.
Mm.
Well, we our last three singles were on vinyl though. The first two went to number one. But I guess it quite suits what the song is. The fact that it is so punchy and it gets in, gets out quick. In the same way of just releasing it very sporadically.
That's good. And have you ever been in a situation when you've heard your music, like, when you're just like going your day-to-day activities, like in a nightclub or a shop?
Yeah,
Yeah, we saw Baby Shambles not too long ago at Coco, and they put on
today's gonna be our day. It
yeah,
came on. Yeah.
To
Is
quick
that
point
you?
where to hide in the bathrooms.
That must be a euphoric feeling.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I remember one time I was actually in a pub. I was in the Marquis in London, and I was talking to some girl, and it came on. We were talking about music, and I said, "Do you like this sort of thing?" Um, and she was like, "What is playing now?" And it was today's gonna be our day. It was my single. It just came out, and I said, "Nah, I don't really like any of this." And then as soon as she said that, some bloke came by and went, "Well, hey, Matt, fuck you, I love your single. It's amazing, mate. Cheers, thank you very much. You know, congrats on number one." And she felt so awful. She's like, I'm so sorry." And I was like, "Sorry about it." I thought that was funny.
Mm. Like to hear about those stories, and
Yeah.
they do happen, don't they? When you're out and about.
Well, it's not going to be for everyone, and it shouldn't be either.
Mm.
If you're trying to make music to impress everyone, then it's not going to have any soul or any meaning behind it, and there's nothing to say.
And where do you get your inspirations from? When you're songwriting, would you say you're quite arty in that department?
No,
Imaginative.
I'm not really a very arty person, but I do like, I guess, the confrontational nature of songwriters like Terry Hall and Paul Weller, in the sense that they're sort of very almost standoffish in their songs,
Mm. And
but
get
very
into
confrontational.
yeah, sure. Get into recording studio as well. Do you find that is a good escapism, from the outside world?
Well, we haven't done it very much, so I don't really know. But it's all very work, and it can be a very long and frustrating process. So it's not really an escape. It's
Hmm.
more like a trapping, actually,
Yeah.
Imprisonment.
because you've got to, I don't know, fulfill certain quotas in the sense that you've only got X amount of time. You've got sort of people breathing down your neck about what you want and what it should be like, and there's not always a freedom to do exactly what you want to do. So yeah.
And what's it like to see indie music, coming back, for young people like your age
Well, I wouldn't really say
bracket?
we're an indie band.
Indie. How would you describe your
I wouldn't say.
sound?
We're more sort of like influenced by the whole 80s new wave thing, not indie.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, but if I'd say anything, I'd just say it's Molotov music because that's what it is.
Mm,
It's We play what we play, and if people dig it, they dig it. But
that's good.
yeah,
Doing your own thing then.
yeah, exactly. Listen to it, and then you can make your mind up for yourself. I don't want to put any words in people's mouths,
Mm.
or give them any preconceived ideas.
And I mentioned, listening to your music, getting the feedback from fans is a positive, rewarding feeling. Will this single lead on to further projects down the line?
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is that we got an album out at the end of this month on the 30th. So our debut album, Wasted on Youth. So the singles we've been releasing, so like Get Alive, Rhythm Yourself, Today's My Day, More and More. Those will all be featured on the album.
Right, that's fine. And you're embarking on a UK tour as well. What can people expect, from record store signings and, these intimate gigs?
Well, we're already on it, so I don't think they can expect the Molotovs to take the stage and us to be really good and very energetic and play our songs and hear the singles and hear the album as well in live, um, before obviously I hear it on record. A lot of people that come to the gigs as well, they've already pre-ordered and bought it, and the people who I guess might be seeing us for this first time, when they leave, they definitely would have bought it.
Cool. And I just wanted to ask you what your opinions are, with so many, grassroots and live music venues closing at a rapid rate. What do you feel can be done to prevent this from happening?
What? Oh,
We do
sorry.
a lot of work with Music Venue Trust. So recently we did a gig at Bush Hall. With them, we've also done other fundraisers in the past. So we've worked with Bush Hall again when it was facing closure, which is an independent venue in London where we live. And we raised money for it. We did a residency there for months of sold out shows, and the profits went back to the venue. And so they're still open to this day. So we do try our best to support grassroots venues, also go to watch a lot of grassroots music and other bands on the scene, and just kind of nurture um, guitar music from the ground up.
That's great. And ultimately, where's best for people to follow you on, say, social media? If you've got a website as well, far away.
Yeah, well, we've got a fan club, and we always post stuff on there about like intimate stuff and really um I guess, secretive stuff that we're doing. You get a bigger insight and more information that way. But you can find that our fan club through our Instagram, or just search up the Molotovs fan club and stuff like that online. And yeah, you can also pre-order the album through that in many different formats and bundles. And if you want CD, cassette, vinyl, whatever you like, or all three, there's
That's
definitely
great.
bundles and deals for that.
Thank you, Izzy and Matt. I think that's everything I wanted to ask you on today's show. Thank you very much for answering my questions and your contribution on today's show. And we'll get your new single played on the show imminently.
Sounds
No worries,
good.
mate. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much, Danny.
Very welcome.